Welcome. This is the Aerial Strategies Introduction to Unmanned Aerial Systems, Module 3, Comparative Analysis. Aerial platform considerations. Now that we know the different types of aerial platforms and you're trying to make a decision, there are many factors that go into deciding which platform may be suitable for your stated mission or goal. First, there's the different types. Do I need a fixed wing, rotary wing, multi-rotor, a lighter than air, and finally, a tethered? What types of propulsion are important? Do I need electric for certain considerations? Do I need gas? Do I need a turbine? Will I need some sort of hybrid? What about some of the other things that people look at? Typically, the big ones are endurance, agility, payload or sensors, and what types of weather conditions will it be suitable for performing in. All of these factors roll into some sort of feasibility or some sort of assessment. We at Aerial Strategies do have a comprehensive analysis framework that we call the ASCAF. Here is an example of our comparative analysis framework. Across the top, you'll see the different types of platforms. We have the fixed wing, rotary wing, multi-rotor, lighter than air, and finally the tethered. Now down the left-hand column, you'll see some different attributes. We have a very long list. Here there's represented about 10 of probably almost 30 that we look at. And here are some of the most common ones. Endurance, payload, power system, how do you launch and recover? What type of plug-and-play considerations do you have? Maintenance, cost of ownership, its complexity, agility, and loiterability, and how it ranks for the different platforms. And in this case, we look at maybe the fixed wing, and we highlight the fixed wing endurance. And here it might bring up an attribute. And as we talked about in Module 1, we know that fixed wings are very aerodynamically efficient, which means they have very good power to weight ratios, which translates to more endurance, which could be great. But if you happen to be operating in a confined space, very rugged terrain, or need loitering, this may not be a suitable platform for that particular case. So what we do is we take all of these attributes for a given mission or goal and look at what might be the most beneficial platform for a stated goal or mission. The most important thing here is that you have a framework that you use to make a determination on what is or may be the best platform for your intended use. There's several good examples out there. There was recently a story where the FBI and ATF had spent several $million acquiring aerial platforms. They made the acquisition. I think they got several of them. I can't remember. I think it might have been 10 or 100 of them actually. And they procured all of these platforms, and then they were never able to put them to use. Actually, I think it was 10, and they'd spent $2.3 million on it. And they were never able to put them to use, so they sat on the shelf. And they later realized that they just were not a good fit for their given mission or application. And we see that very common for organizations or even individuals to buy on the headline. Wow, that looks great, I need to have one, without really considering how they're going to use it and what goal or mission it is going to support. It's very important. Again, here we have several factors to consider. There are many more, and all of the platforms have different capabilities and limitations that should be considered before you make any decision on the acquisition.